Hey guys, so I have a few selected exercises for you on this 3-4 ready, set, go. If you need me to do more, just email me and I can help you out. The answers are also posted. I'm going to look at number 4 and 5 here. They are asking you basically to do division. Oh, hold on. I don't have my thing working. I gotta plug in my hub. Sorry, it's working now, I think. Where is the arrow? There it is. Okay, they're asking you to divide kind of without dividing, which is kind of a cool thing because we're going to be doing polynomial division next week. But they're giving you this fact, and if you remember, like division, if you have 18 divided by 6, we know the answer is 3. Why? Because 6 times 3 is 18. So here, they're telling you this fact. This guy is f of x. And that's just 5x minus 3 times x squared minus 11x minus 9. I don't know why it's like, do you see how it's like really wiggly? I don't know why. I'm sorry. That's going to probably really bother you. And g of x is on the outside, and that will be 5x minus 3. Okay? So if I'm dividing this, if I go back to here, if I write this as 6 times 3, divide by 6, those 6's cancel and you're just left with the 3. Same thing here. I could write it as a fraction if I wanted to. I could put 5x minus 3. There, it kind of straightened up. X squared minus 11x minus 9. Maybe it's the end of the screen. Over 5x minus 3. And these guys would simplify and you're just left with this. So the answer is going to be x squared minus 11x minus 9. Because when you divide, you take out the 5x minus 3, you'll be left with this other factor. The same would be true here with f of x over h of x. This time you have that big 5x minus 3 and x squared thing. I don't want to write it all out. And on the outside, you have the x squared minus 11x minus 9. So those would cancel and you would just be left with a 5x minus 3. The top is just the same as those. 5 is trickier because what 5 does, and it's kind of a really cool problem, is they give you the f of x again here. And then you want you to divide by the g of x, which is x minus 1, but x minus 1 does not show up here. X minus 1 is not in there, but 2x squared minus 5x plus 3 can be factored to 2x minus 3 x minus 1. Now, if you did not see that as guess and check, I'll do a refresh on the AC method. That'd be x squared minus 5x plus 6, which factors to x minus 3, x minus 2. You would have to put the 2 back. 2x minus 3 does not have a GCF, but this guy does. It had a 2 and then an x minus 1. If you remember, we throw out that GCF. So that's another way to factor it if you didn't see it. So now instead of writing it like this, I'm going to write it with those 2 factors I found. Just like before when I had the 18 and I changed that to 6 times 3, I'm going to change this guy to 2x minus 3 and x minus 1. So now those x minus 1's cancel, and I'm left with 5x minus 6 and 2x minus 3. If you wanted to double distribute that, you can, but you also could just leave it like it is. Okay, and the second one here, the same thing is going to happen when I take a 2x minus 3 on the outside. I would also have to keep that in that factored form to see what cancels. I'm going to have a 5x minus 6 and an x minus 1. Okay, this is good stuff. That's actually new to this worksheet. I've never done that before, but I liked it, and we'll be doing some division next week. This little introduction to it. I'm going to look at 6 and 8 here. Okay, just double distribute. This is the most commonly missed problem in all of Algebra 3. I told you guys this before. Plus AB plus AB again plus B squared. So it will be A squared plus 2AB plus B squared. So many kids want to tell me that's A squared plus B squared. That is not correct. Okay, and number 8. You could do the rectangle box. You might like that better. It's perfectly fine to do it that way. I'm a creature of habit, so I'm going to go like this. X cubed plus 5x squared plus 25x. I don't know why it's so shaky. I ate. I think it's a technology problem, but it's kind of funny. Okay. Tons of like terms canceling here. Look at this. Cancel-de-dancel, cancel-de-dancel. And I get x cubed minus 125. You're going to see this trend throughout this section here because it's going to be a type of factoring we're going to talk about next week. I think next week, whenever. Okay. And now I'm going to look at 14 and 17. There's our triangle they gave it. I did not think they gave you enough room on this. Mine's kind of sloppy. Okay, so 14 first. It's to the 4th power, so we're going to use that 4th row of the triangle. Just going to spread this out. My coefficients, 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. Okay, and the rule is you take the first guy, x to the 4th, and you go down the hill. Look how, I don't understand. X cubed, x squared, x, and then it's gone. And now because of the -1, it's going to cause you some issues here. It's going to be -1 to the 4th, -1 to the 3rd, -1 squared, -1. And then you put your plus signs in between and you simplify. You're going to have oscillating signs here. It's x to the 4th minus 4x to the 3rd. This will be a plus. So plus 6x squared minus 4x and then a plus 1. Okay. And 17. Okay, row 3. So it's a 1, 3, 3, 1. I've done a lot of these, so I know. The rest of you might have to look up there. This is the one, you're going to miss this one, and it's going to be on your quiz, so you better pay attention. You take the whole 3x to the 3rd, and then you go down the hill. The whole 3x squared, and those parentheses are going to mean something in a minute. And then the 1 to the 3rd, the 1 squared, which these are kind of extra. Throw in your plus signs. Okay, so look. Oh, dogs, that's what you're going to mess up. 3 to the 3rd, that's 27x cubed. That'll be 9x squared. 3 times 9x squared is 27x squared. This will be a 9x and then a 1. That's one I think you're going to miss. So be careful there because that will show up on your quiz. These guys, I did do them by hand. I put decent notes on my worksheet. If you use your calculator on a few of these, this is okay. I do want to mention that this is exponential growth and it's an upshift of 2. Exponential growth does have an asymptote usually at y equals 0. So if it's up shifted 2, the whole asymptote will move up 2. Again, I'm not mad if you use your calculator on these, but you will need to put that asymptote in. This is in point slope form. I don't care if you use point slope form or not. You slope it out from there. I think you'll use your calculator on 23. That's fine. Hopefully you remember 26 though. Okay, if you have any questions on that, that's fine. That's just a review of graphing.